What can I help you with?
I got a question about a game I played against the Spanish earlier. So I played 2 games in a row against somebody that played Spanish, and
Hmm?
I am basically getting owned by the Conquistador, man. Like I've I have no idea. I thought I had a good
On
early game, and then
Arena or Arabia?
Arabia.
Okay, okay. Is it just like a fast castle conquistador play, or does he play a little bit of feudal age?
No, it's just fast castle. So I tried to like slow them down as much as possible, and then I still for some reason just can't hold it at all. So I got a lot of advice from people in the chat, but it's like a lot of mixed advice. So I'm not sure what the best approach is, if that makes sense.
What civ and strategy like do you are the most comfortable with right now that you have
Romans.
explored?
Romans.
Romans.
Yeah.
Okay, very good beginner civ, and you can basically climb all the way as high as you want. So,
Yeah. That's what I was
any
hoping for,
opening
but
scouts, manatoms, archers? Like, what are we opening with it?
opening 5 minute arms.
5 manatoms.
Yeah.
That that's like a really tight build. Did Hera teach you that,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
like
I
where
got it
did?
from him.
Okay, I don't. I would cut back on 5 though. That's the only thing. Like 5 is very difficult to deal with, but it's
Okay.
also going to nuke your own economy.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the downside because we're spending extra like 100 food on getting more damage. But most of the time, what I have observed when coaching other players as well is that their own macro slips in the back.
Okay. Yeah.
So having additional manatom doesn't really accomplish much if we are not producing villages from our town center. Because let's say we kill 2 villages, but we also idled for 2 villages, we are net even.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I would
So
rather just
I've been
skip
playing
those
it. I've
extra
been
two.
playing it a lot, and it's been going quite well.
Mhm.
Like I think macro wise, there's still a little bit of improvement for sure. Like I'm definitely not
Yep.
perfect on the TC time, but um,
You
I
know,
feel like
when
I
you
come
arrive at
ahead
your
most of the time, if
opponent's,
that makes
like
sense.
what population are we clicking up with, and when do we arrive at our opponent's base?
Should I share the game with you somehow,
Yeah,
or should I just open it?
yeah, yeah. Just open it. I can watch from your point of view.
Okay.
1300. Okay, so we're learning like basically at the start of the marathon. You can speed through till 7-8 minutes almost,
Okay.
and then we can make a pause. I'll make you slow the game down if I see something out of the ordinary.
Okay.
6 on sheep, 3 on word. Then we take the boar, making a house, and putting villages on the berries. You can reverse the order because uh, when on a chicken map, hunt is the fastest source of food.
Mm-hmm.
So we ideally want to have hunt under already being taken before you even go for the berries,
Salve.
since
So
it's the fastest
Buonasera.
source of food collection.
I should slow down the
Chicken,
mill,
the
you
chick
mean?
Yeah, make the mill on the chickens instead.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah. Okay, fair.
That's the first big thing I would make a difference on. Also, our scouting is really off. We should have already found our opponent. You scouted all the way to the edge of the map where your opponent never spawns, and you lost your scout.
Yep.
So definitely we can like immediately improve. I can help you give a lot of pointers from what the scouting pattern for finding all your resources is and how to find your opponents as quickly as you can.
If you have a suggestion as far as that goes, like I'd
Yeah,
be
you
very
already have the
interested.
sheep ring mod.
I lose my scout like half the games now. I think maybe more.
Yeah. Do you have the TC orbit mod? It's like a minimap TC orbit one where you can see the minimap where the center of the town center. Yeah, it's a huge circle on the
I
map.
got that one.
Yep. Yep. So there's like a way of sequencing our scouting after you've found all your initial resources. I'll watch back this replay, give you some advice on things you can work on, and then if you can jump on a single player game in against AI, I'll show you the scouting pattern
Okay,
while you're doing it.
that would be great.
Yeah, after you click up, you make militia, send it to his general direction, making the mill. So this is what I was talking about, where you can make the mill on the berries at this time, since you'll be done with your chicken. So you'll have at least 100, 120 more food to work with. So our macro for food will be pretty nice. You would be able to afford your wood upgrade right now. after clicking the Manatom upgrade, you won't be able to afford your wood upgrade. So we are delaying our upgrades because we reverse
The
the
double
order.
bit tax?
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
just because you have less food to work with. Also adding extra militias. So our 3 militias with your uptime should have been in his base by 9 minutes. So we are almost 2 minutes off with our setup.
I'm 2 minutes off with this?
Yeah.
How would I get there any faster? I feel like mostly because like if I
So
19 vils, how?
so your 3 militia should be in his base by 9 minutes, and the Manatom upgrade takes another 30 seconds. So by 9:30 you have 3 Manatoms hitting one of his walls or villages or whatever
Okay.
with the perfect build. Exactly with how you opened and set up your build order, we can definitely work on that part as well.
So I should be
The
sending
timing is
these
just
3
off.
immediately?
Yeah, immediately.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. I don't do that. I usually save up and then I engage when I get man at arms.
Yep.
Let me just write that down real quick because that's very important. That's something I do wrong every game. In that case.
Yeah, like I think we also idled our barracks a little bit after you clicked up. You didn't immediately queue your militia, so that also delays. Like it's super important that you make the militia as soon as you're able to afford it. I would
Okay.
force drop the food under my town center, and we should technically have more sheeps remaining under the TC. So you rotted away a lot of food. Our villages will go.
I
Yeah,
don't know if I rolled it a lot. I feel like I did quite well early on, but maybe you're right.
yeah. Let's look at that because at this stage we should have 4 sheeps remaining. Maybe you didn't scout your last 2 sheeps. That can also happen. No. Let me see. Sending a sheep's back. Sending the berry on time. You have your sheeps remaining. Already done.
I tried to work on like not letting anything rot if I can, but I feel like maybe I missed 2 of them somewhere.
You ate your 5th sheep a bit earlier than you need to. It honestly just depends on whoever's build order you're following, because like the sheep killing outside the TC, that's like almost a lot of rot that is already happening.
Yeah, this definitely was a mistake. Okay, so we were here. So I should be engaging with 3 militia right away.
Yep. You can rally your next 2 militia. Like the way I would set this up, if you want to continue playing with a lot of Manatom/militia, is I would send 3 immediately and then mass 3 in my base and then send those guys forward.
Okay.
Like send them in a 3 group instead of sending them 5, because we are delaying our attack by a lot, which gives our enemy to wall up, time to wall up.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's really important. So how would I do that on like a deer map where I have to like if I push into deer I can't scout?
Yeah, because that's where my scouting trick or like the exploration thing will help you. Where
Okay.
you're going to find all your resources under 2 minutes, and you'll be in his base by around 7-ish minutes, just before your militia need to arrive at his base. Most of the time, my recommendation is push like around 2 deers if you're not comfortable pushing all the deers. Pushing all the deers can come with practice. There's a couple of maps that you can load up in scenario where it will only be about deer pushing, and you can master that trick. Do you use the follow command or do you spam click behind the deer?
I tried to use the follow one, yeah, but I spent forever, man. Like I'm so slow to push in the deer.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's tricky.
The follow command is just few less clicks, and you can do other stuff in that small duration.
So
Okay.
I could
like a Manatoms are
yeah, I could technically scout by 7 minutes and have all deer pushed in by that point.
yeah.
Okay. Man, if you could show
Most
me
of the
how you
time.
do it, that would be awesome. Because I'm definitely missing something.
Sure.
I feel like I'm always slower.
Yeah, you're idling him off his berries. You're not really idling your town center as much. We are half a villager. Like we killed half a villager with the idle TC, but it's not the biggest deal. picking him off the mill. Our eco is working the entire time.
He makes a
You
tower.
have no idle villagers. You're forced to make him a tower. If we followed this up with a couple of archers, he would be off his gold and it would be very rough for him. Or would that not be comfortable for you? Like, do you only want to play mana terms, or would you be interested in
No,
mixing
no,
range
I'm
units
I'm
if you're doing?
100%
Oh,
open to any suggestions to like improve this. I
yeah. So making anything more than 3 mana term is not a thing. It's just working from what I have observed. Like the reason it's working is because people are not able to wall up their base and they always take damage. So since we know when Manatam arrives at your base and what is the like correct timing for your Manatam to arrive at his base, if we wall up by 9 minutes, we never take damage to this.
right.
So if your walls have been set up, and since we're scouting, the barracks goes up at 7 minutes. The Manatum arrives at your base at 9 minutes. And if you can just bridge that time and get the information that you need that the opponent is going for Manatums, you'll always be able to defend it if you build your base correctly.
Right.
We have to SimCity it, kinda. I guess that's the terminology most StarCraft player use.
Yeah. So, you would probably not use this build ever then, I guess, because it's just not worth it. at
Yeah,
your
yeah,
elo?
it's just it's like almost not a thing. It's just working because a lot of players make like first 5 minutes of the game has to be absolutely perfect. Like you'll win against players 10 times better than you if you fix your dark age. That's like the big thing I've
Mm-hmm.
been observing. If your timings are sharper, you don't have to have a bad foundation for your mid game.
Do you think this build is worth playing then at all, or do you think it's like it's good until a certain point and then I should switch over
You'll
to it?
beat everyone at your elo, but
Mm-hmm.
you'll get crushed by there will be a plateau where you'll just
Right.
get crushed.
Yeah.
So it's good for climbing and getting a lot of elo if that is exactly what you're working on. That's then it's fine. It's a ladder build. It's not a tournament build. It's not a competitive one.
Yeah. Okay. Now that's what I'm trying to do for now. Like I was thinking just
Yeah, yeah.
playing this until at some point I hit the ceiling.
Yep.
But yeah. Yeah,
You'll
this is
run
the
into a
Roman
plateau
build by
eventually.
Hera. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the adaptation I would make to this one is I would continue playing exactly like how you're playing. I would just make 3 militia, send them forward,
Mm-hmm.
get the Manatom upgrade, and then add 3 more Manatoms while getting myself fully walled up, and then go up to the next stage rather than playing archers. Because if you don't really know the archer timings, the archer micro, and all of that, we don't really have to learn it at the last 2 days of the tournament.
Yeah.
It's just a fresh new thing that would be too overwhelming to learn at the last second.
Yeah. So you would go 3 militia, get man at arms,
Yep.
and then make a few more?
Yep.
Okay.
And we'll get the upgrade on our blacksmith based on what we scout from our opponent. If he's making any military in feudal age to respond to us
Mm-hmm.
at all, you can even skip. So the 3 militia will give you information that you can continue making extra mana terms. So you'll gain information with your first attack that if you need to add additional military.
Okay, so if I see him making archers really early, I skip the extra ones?
No, you actually make it, but you'll get armor. It's
Okay.
just very specific. It's an answer to someone not making military and going for fast castle. In this case, the opponent is going for a conquistador build, so he's going to skip making military. So we want to follow him into the castle age ourselves. Our
Okay.
units in feudal age cannot beat his unit at all. So we want to get to age 3 and tech up. Our damage is already done with the mana terms that you currently have. That's why we want to go up to the next stage. Adding any additional mana terms, any upgrades from this point will not help you at all.
Right, so I should have not gone armor upgrade this time?
Yep. Because you've already done the damage. Like armor only helps if he's fighting back against you.
Okay, that makes sense.
If you're not fighting against him actively against a military unit, against villagers, armor won't really help you. And against villagers, manatams are going to beat them one-on-one anyway, especially if you have 5 of them.
Okay, yeah.
And most
Okay.
of the time 3 of them also works. The most important part about using mana terms would be to use the stand ground stance so that they don't chase the villages all the way into the town center. Most of the defense that comes with pure villages against mana terms will be them trying to lure you into the town center where they'll shoot down your mana terms. So having them on stand ground and a box formation where they are very compact and you're microing them better. Line formation makes them be a little bit, the pathing is a little bit messed up in the game,
Mm-hmm.
so they'll reform their formation every time you give them long movement commands. If you click them more than 4 tiles, they'll go in a line. But
Yep.
if you click them around 3 tiles, they'll stay in like a vertical one rather than the horizontal one. So you don't really want to mess up with that part too much, especially if you're chasing opponent's units. If you sometimes click villagers really far away from your mana terms, they change formation, they do a little bit of wiggle and go back a little bit before they jump on the villager, and that will let the villager run away. So you'll lose 2 tiles or 3 tiles of distance where the villager can actually escape. To get rid of that, we can work with box formation that does not break formation, and your like units won't really uh, change formation while you give them movement commands.
Hmm. That's really useful info. Okay, so you, if you were to play this, you would auto switch over to box formation and stand ground right away?
Yes, every single time.
Okay.
And I would always have like my scout and control group. Well, depends on which how many control groups you are comfortable using. You
I
can
can
go
play
all the way
3.
up to
Yeah,
yeah. So one would be my scout and two would be my militia slash mana terms,
I see.
so
Okay.
that I can use the one to body block with the scout, and two to basically just click on the opponent's villagers while the scout is the one doing the body block. So you only control the scout, and as soon as you run into the ring of the town center or any uncomfortable spot, you can just pull away. Your mana terms and your scouts will not misbehave if you put them on stand ground.
So with stand ground, they like, if say I right click over here, they will
Yep,
move over there, but then not move from that spot, right?
exactly.
Okay.
Hold position. Well, not
Yeah, it's
entirely,
not
but
the same as
kinda.
hold position. I thought for a
Yeah,
moment it was
yeah.
the same as hold position, but yeah, I
It's
understand the
it's not
difference. Yeah.
exactly the same. Yeah.
Okay, so
So that's the big
I
one.
lost 2 conquistadors right before this game. So what
Yep.
I changed this game is that I start making stone walls instead, and I try to go up to
So
ballistics fast, but it
that's
goes
a
horribly
very
wrong.
good response. No, it's a very good response in terms of your intuition for countering it, but it definitely depends on your execution.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Like your
So
intuition is
that's my
completely
plan
fine
going
there.
into this.
Yeah. You're taking down the mining camp. So we're just trying to get any free value with our mana terms.
Yeah.
Killing villagers is not a priority because he's going to hide everything under his town center. I like how you're killing the mill and the mining camp. He has to replace them if he ever wants to take those resources. So
Yeah. Not much I
that's
can do
perfectly
anyways
fine.
over here, right?
Yep, there's a tower.
Yeah.
So we're just hitting different areas. The next big priority target would be the market because it's the most expensive building that you can hit right now.
Okay.
It's 175 world. So if he is, because most people when they're fast castling want to have access to the market so that they can trade their bad macro for. You don't have to actually macro in this game. You just put everything on gold, use the market to buy whatever you need.
Right.
Uh, so if you try to take down the market, he has to repair it.
Yeah.
So we can make him spend and burn a lot of wood into repairs. Right now you're like moving away from the mining camp. I would have gone through the blacksmith. There's a hole, one tile hole between the blacksmith and the wood line. I'll go there, park my maratons behind the market and hit it and
Okay.
force him to repair. Because he has the town center ring inside the market, we can't actually stop him from repairing the market,
Right.
but we can force him to get some repairs. That's technically we want to kill villagers, that's always the priority, but if we can't get that, we'll look for the next highest value target possible. In this situation, it's the market.
How much does repairing cost? Is it just the same? Like, is it the same cost?
It's half.
Okay. Okay. Half. Okay.
So it's proportional to the value of the building that you're repairing,
Okay.
and half of the resources.
I don't know what I do with these guys moving forward. Yeah, I try
You're
to get
just
more
kind of
value.
chilling, so it's just, yeah. Now you finally attack the market. It's a little bit late, but we
Yeah.
could have definitely gone there immediately. You're walling in the back, your TC is working the entire time. Like, the only thing you had was 16 seconds of idle time throughout this entire process. So as long as we don't get pressured, our macro behind it is looking pretty clean. You have a lot of farms.
Yeah,
You're
I
spending
feel
your
I feel
word.
really good about the game at this point, and then it all goes horrible. That's what happens.
Yeah, as long as we can click up, make a bunch of skirmishes, we should be okay. Try to spend your word. And wall up. Let's try to get to the next stage, basically.
Yeah.
Do we know, like, he's going for Conquistadors 100%, because
Yeah.
you based it.
Every time I see Spanish at this elo, they always play that.
Okay. Yeah, I would
And
not
this
get
guy
lured
event
by the
market,
scout.
no units, so I figured there's no other choice.
You got lured by the scout and you're going to run into the TC almost.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So, but that's
paying
because I'm
attention.
not on box and I'm not on hold position.
Yep.
So I should actually still be here, right? I should still be attacking the market.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword though, because if you're not paying attention on your units, you'll get punished for doing the box formation and like hold position. Since your units won't actually fight back the opponent's stuff immediately, if you have them on stand ground and box formation, so it's like high attention kind of thing, where if you can spare your attention span on paying for your units, it's a very good stance to have. But if you're not paying attention, you'll lose a lot of units for free if you're not paying attention. Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
has
yeah, yeah.
Conquistador shooting your units, they won't run away, they won't chase after the
They will just
Conquistadors.
die.
They'll
Yeah.
just they'll just die for free. Okay, let's try to click up to the next stage. 19 on word. It's not bad, but
It's too many.
ideally we want a lot more farms instead.
So, how would we prioritize this at this point? So basically, right now I keep making farms whenever I have wood for it. Like I'm
60
obviously,
word. Yep.
yeah. But how many skirmishers would you roughly make in a position like this? So I start making them here, but they don't really do
Zero
anything.
until I click up. Zero until I click up.
Okay.
So it's the same argument as getting upgrades for our existing units. If we can't get value out of them immediately, we don't really make them. Even if you get them in the future, it's more important that you get to the next stage quicker.
Okay.
Again, someone going and skipping military and going to H3 to try to rush you down.
Yeah. Okay.
We have a better economy, we have more resources collected than the other guy, but he is going to have superior military in a sec.
Yeah, he does. that's where
As
I
long
get
as we
owned.
make skirmishes. Yep. I mean, if the guy is smart, he makes one petard and goes inside your base. That's
He's not smart.
Pretty dangerous. Okay. one petard can take down a feudal age stone wall. That's why.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so I felt pretty good about the game up until right now. Like this is where I just have no clue how to approach it, I guess. Like I have to switch from like being aggressive to defensive, and this is where it goes wrong for me every time. Like not just against Spanish, but like against every civ.
Sure. Let's see from this position. He has 3 conks, we have 5. Oh, we skipped the word upgrade. That's almost
Yeah, I get it now.
400 extra word that you could have had.
400?
Yeah, maybe even more because of Romans. Yeah, it's 20%, the entire Dark Age, and 20 villages working in Dark Age without any. And there was like an app Survivalist made, if you know him.
Okay.
He has like a calculator for
Yeah, I've seen the
amount of
calculator.
resources.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is like around that much.
So you would
We
always
should
get
never skip
this?
Always get the word upgrade.
Okay.
Yes.
What about horse collar?
It's horse collar can be skipped for later on, depending. I usually skip it if I want the fast technologies, or if I'm getting armor, fletching, all the blacksmith techs. If I am not getting them, I'll consider getting horse collar. But
So-
word upgrade is always a priority. You'll just
Okay.
lose a lot of resources if you don't get it.
Okay. Okay, that's really good to know. I didn't realize it was that much.
Yep.
So I try to make a tower here. I think I should have put it more to here, but
Fine. That tower completely protects you for the time being. Elites come, and we have way too few farms. You want at least 14 to 16 farms
Okay.
around right now.
But that's also maybe
Whenever
then
you,
because of the wood upgrade, right? Like I just don't have enough wood.
yeah, exactly. That's why you don't have the wood to make farms, so your farms are delayed. Your uptime is delayed because you don't have the farms on time.
So how do
And
you
all
decide?
of
Like you
it.
say, 14 to 16 farms. Is that just like what you're looking for when you
Every
get the
single time.
castle?
Every single time you want at least 14 to 20 farms based on your opening. 14 is the minimum number, 20 would be the
Okay.
maximum. Anything above 20 is we are stuck in feudal age, we're making a lot of army and we're fighting in feudal age.
So when going castle, is that what you're roughly aiming for?
Yeah,
Because I just wing it every time. I have no idea, but that's a
yeah,
really good number to look for.
yeah.
Okay.
14 to 20 would be what I work with.
Okay.
14 is the bare minimum, where you make bare minimum amount of army, you poke a little bit, and then you're trying to get to castle age as quickly as you can.
Yeah. So
So in
14 is
this
almost like
situation, I
all
would
in,
have
I
done
guess.
14.
Like if you have less than
Uh,
14, so I have like 12 right now. I guess that's pretty
yeah,
much the same as like stuck in feudal age then.
yeah, kinda.
Okay. Okay, that's good info.
Sometimes you make zero military, you can go less than 14 farms. Those are exceptions because it's like a, there is no one answer for this. That's why
Yeah.
I want to caveat that. a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah.
Some people have like a different approach of doing things and different build orders and all of that.
Yeah, I like that about AoE too. It's kind of fun how it depends is like kind of the main answer
Yeah,
on many
yeah.
things.
Pretty much.
It's different than StarCraft. Like StarCraft's a spreadsheet. So the game before this, I tried doing the same thing, but I went skirmishers without ballistics, and it went absolutely horrible. So I tried to go
Yeah,
ballistics this time around, but
you need blacksmith upgrades. That's actually more important than ballistics.
okay. Yeah, I don't get
You
those at
need
all this
like
game.
fletching. You need fletching and bodkin arrow, both of them, and the armor upgrades. Then conquistadors like basically do no damage to your skirms. They do a good amount of damage, but they're doing like 1/3 of the damage they're supposed to do against your stuff.
So you would go fletching, botkin, armor upgrades, and
Fletching, armor, bodkin, then second armor in that order.
okay.
Yeah, the
So
second armor.
you would get all of this before ballistics?
While I'm doing ballistics,
Okay.
because fletching and bodkin cost food and gold, and ballistics cost wood and gold. This
Okay.
is just for pure defense, though.
Yeah,
If
okay.
we are doing this, we are all in on defense. We cannot macro while doing this unless we had around 16 to 20 farms where we played a big feudal age. We have more villages and feudal age working, more economy to play around with. That's where you can afford to do all of this while also adding town centers. You're in a position where your opponent went fast castle, so you have less villages since you were not able to really play a long feudal age, since we want to catch up in technology by getting to age 3 as quickly as we can. We have less wills in general because of that game plan. We are responding and kind of reacting to our opponent.
Yeah, so what would be, so we want to try and defend, but then what would be like our next move be, right? So I do it terribly wrong in this instance because I don't get the upgrades from the blacksmith, I don't
Yep.
think at all. But like where would we go from here? Like we have mass skirmishers, say we are safe. Like what would be our plan?
So I would be trying to pick off his reinforcements so that we force him to pay attention in two spots. Right now, he's only paying attention in one spot. That's where he's strongest at. My instinct on this would be, if we fight in a single spot against his really strong army, we'll lose every single time. His unit composition is very difficult to deal with. He's combining mangonels with conquistadors.
Mm-hmm.
The way I would hold this is make a bunch of towers in my base as static defense and use my mobility with the rest of my army to counter attack and stand between his production line so that I can pick off reinforcements.
So you would move out with this army if you had
Yep.
ballistics done? Okay.
Yeah, I would just use towers to defend. Maybe even consider getting guard tower upgrade. Guard tower can hold the the mangonels. If you can fully garrison the guard tower with 5 villages, it will kill the mangonel and he cannot out repair it.
So
He has to
is
have
that from the university?
Yeah.
Okay.
You would need like 4 villages or 5 villages even to repair the mangonel to let it survive against the guard tower. So guard tower completely shuts down what he's trying to do.
Okay. In my mind, the university only has ballistics.
Yep.
I,
Yeah, that's fair.
okay.
That's fair. Like you're not supposed to know that
Yeah,
anyway. Like
there's
this is
like,
a very specific.
okay.
This is a very specific response to dealing with what you're facing, and
Yeah.
not a lot of players will be in agreement with what I am trying to tell you.
Okay.
But it is the easiest one. What
Yeah.
I'm telling you is the easiest answer.
Yeah, I need stuff to work at my elo, right? Like not
Yeah.
necessarily at like 2-7 or whatever. Like that's not what we're playing.
Yeah. That's why I said like just
Yeah.
knowing that you have stuff that you can like use in quick defense kind of thing. I would place multiple towers, one on my other wood line, wherever the common raiding spots is. I would make the towers and use my army to get back the little bit of map control I'm losing in front of my base, so that
you
he does
wouldn't be
not have as
worried.
much mobile.
You wouldn't be worried like moving out with this army?
If I have upgrades with blacksmith, no. Without the blacksmith, this army is just as good as you staying in feudal age.
Okay. Yeah, so if I
Like
had
with
upgrades here and I were to move out, I would be scared of like a bunch of knights showing up or whatever, and these just getting absolutely murdered.
he cannot afford, like, of course our scouting is off, so we can't really say that, but with his particular build up, he can't afford to make a barracks, he can't afford to make a stable immediately from his position. If we scroll to his base, you'll see like how
Right.
all in kinda he is. He has farms, he has wood, he has gold, he can make a barracks, but you can't unlock the stable until you have the barracks. And even if he makes knights, he's making a unit which is not really complementing with his current military army composition. He's playing double gold comp with two different upgrade lines.
Mm-hmm.
He has to upgrade two different units, and we have access to monks. Monks are the cheapest unit you can make in Castle Age to push away knights and conquistadors.
Okay.
So I
Yeah,
would
so
supplement
if you did have knights,
mixing
you would
monks.
just go monastery instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I would add a monastery, not instead. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
sorry,
add
that's
one.
what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's fast forward.
Yeah.
I can guess like kind of the next few.
I just die.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah, we're just chilling with our military.
Yeah, but it's
are in
because I don't
position
have
we don't.
I don't really value the blacksmith upgrades as much, I don't think. I should be
Yeah.
respecting that a lot more. He just marches into my base. I try to go for a mangonel myself to try and counter his mangonel.
No, conquistadors are amazing against mangonels. They are amazing against basically every siege unit. Rams also kinda can't really stop them because they have such a high attack, and gunpowder projectiles have a different way of calculating the armor and everything.
So I should just go man-at-arms and skirmishers?
No man-at-arms, just skirmishes and towers. If you want to make your own mangonel, you have to protect it in a way where you're just hiding behind your town center. So that's going to be a very specific micro that you're doing. Whenever it's a mangonel war in someone's base, the guy has the defender's advantage, where you can choose the engagement that you want to take.
Mm-hmm.
Since you can hide behind your town center, like let's imagine you made a siege workshop behind your base, which you already probably have, and the micro in this particular spot would be you're putting 10 villages inside your TC so that he can't divert, and even if he does divert, he's going to lose a lot of conquistadors in the process. He's let's skip to next 30 seconds. Like just I want to see like when you start fighting. That's when I'll explain. So I would not fight this close. Like I would make him come walk towards the ring of the town center instead. Like I would wait. I would just be patient a little bit. Stay inside the range of my TC, under my TC basically.
Okay.
Make him shoot the town center with the mangonel, and then I would dunk his mangonel from the left of my town center and then run away. Basically kite after shooting. So exactly the same micro that you have done right now. I would have just waited for him to start shooting my town center first, because he has to then retarget his mangonels. You just let him have the fire for free, where you're not looking at his cooldown before you shoot.
So, if you're suggesting I don't make a counter to the mangonel other than towers, how would a tower kill a mangonel? Like, that's kind of where I'm running wrong, I think. Is it because of the university upgrade that makes them better?
Yeah. Yep. The second tier upgrade for your tower just crushes mangonels.
So, okay. So, they go from countering towers to getting countered by towers?
Yep.
Damn, okay.
Oh yeah, of course you need fletching and bodkin.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
need the range upgrade. That's like I was just working with that assumption.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
don't have
No,
any
that's
upgrades on your
that's
units
that's a
right now.
big mistake. This seems kind of crazy though, because it feels like he's just kind of brain dead right-clicking into my base, and I have to
Yep.
follow like a 12-step
No, for
plan.
sure. I mean, these kind of openings are much easier to execute than they are to defend.
Okay.
This is one of this would be your 4 pool maybe. I don't know if it's a thing in StarCraft.
It's more like Skytos in my mind. I don't know if you've played StarCraft
Okay.
recently, but Skytos is also
I
like one of
played Brood
those.
War a lot more than I played.
Okay, yeah.
I played the campaigns though. Those were fun.
Okay, fair, yeah. It's kind of like modern day Skytos, where most people in Diamond League get really stuck against Skytos, especially because it's so hard to beat. So what you're really saying is I should be playing this instead.
If you want to learn it, it's gonna be a crash course in the last 2 days.
No,
It's
I'm not gonna
possible.
learn it right now.
It's
No.
easier
Yeah.
technically, but with your current build and your setup, you could have killed him before he even gets here. That's the whole point with your build. He's not supposed to be able to get to the spot this comfortably
Okay.
with your setup.
So I've done all the hard parts, basically. Like, the more complex parts I've done, I just did the wrong response then. It's basically what I'm hearing, right? Like, I should have done the blacksmith upgrades, and I should have done not the siege workshop, but get the upgrade and extra towers instead.
Yeah, if we are in a position where we don't have the towers, siege workshop was correct. The micro would have been a bit different. I would have waited for him to shoot my town center before I start microing against him, so that we can work on his cooldown. So as soon as he shoots, there's like a 3 or 4 second delay between the next shot, and that's where you want to fight him.
Okay. Okay. That's a lot of little things. Okay, that adds up a lot. So if he were to... So at the game I played before this one was the same type of strategy, but he followed it up with Imperial and then Knights instead. That game was way... No, go ahead,
He
sorry.
probably took a lot of damage early on
I
to
did,
let
yeah.
him get to that spot. Yeah. So he felt comfortable to just boom behind because the damage right now is done. So he would add a bunch of town centers. He's super all in. His whole plan is to disrupt your economy. Your idle time is very impressive considering the amount of pressure you're under in. So you are in the habit of always producing stuff when you can pay attention to it.
Yeah, I try. But sometimes I like find myself overqueuing though. Then I have like 500 food caught up in
I try
Vils.
to have only 2 in queue.
Yeah,
That way
exactly.
we are not overproducing, and that way we're not underproducing.
Yeah. But that's the difficult part, right? Like, that's the... So you think those small adjustments would have made, like, if I had Botkin here and +2 armor, this fight would have gone way better, even with the amount of skirms I had here?
As long as we can avoid the mangonel shots, this would be easier. But his army and numbers right now just completely destroy us. Like, you need similar skirmisher numbers as his conquistador. So if he has 17 right now, you would want 20, 25 skirmishers. He has 3 mangonels. We want 3 mangonels as well.
Okay.
So you need to match him in terms of numbers. And with our setup, which is quote unquote cheaper than his, we should have more military at this stage.
Right. And we're defending, of course.
Yeah.
So units should spawn close. Yeah. Okay. Seems kind of crazy. Like, I feel like I was always kind of broke this game, but it's because of the gold here. So, like, I don't have the gold mining here for a long time.
Gold isn't that much of an issue with the setup you were going for anyway. You could have definitely made towers earlier on the gold mine, upgraded towers. He can never push you, counter attack with the skirmishes. That's like the line of play I'm thinking with your spot.
Yeah. So the fundamental mistake then, I feel like that I should be incorporating in every game, is pushing with 3 militia early on, rather than waiting for the man-at-arms.
5.
Yeah, and then waiting for 5 as well. That's also too slow. And I don't get double bit X early, I think, in most of my games.
Yeah, you should be able to click Manatam and double bit X at the same time.
Oh, like
And
literally
Kilo
at the
Village.
start of Feudal Age? Like right away?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, okay. Because I have 100 food, I guess. Like I
Yeah, you
lack
should
food
have
because of the
you should have 250 food in bank immediately going into feudal age so that you can afford everything. It's maritime upgrade, a villager, and the wood upgrade. It would cost you 100 food to upgrade
Okay.
the maritime upgrade, the 100 food you need for the wood upgrade, and the 50 food you need for queuing a villager.
Okay, that's a big deal. Yeah.
The easy way of doing it is you, after clicking up make a villager, so that you only need to macro for 200 food.
Right. Yeah. But I should have one in the queue. Okay.
Yep. And it's just gonna depend on your build order. So load up a single player, or would you want me to explain? Actually, let me just explain the scouting theory first, so that build will be very easy to
Yeah.
kind of
Could
pick up.
could you maybe show me in a game yourself? Would that be
Yep.
possible?
Yep.
Let me see. This is incredibly useful, by the way, man. Thank you very much for taking the time for
No
this.
issues. No
Like, this
issues.
is very, very
Uh,
handy.
do you know about how the resources spawn in the game, or has like, of course, the rings help, but there's a pattern to it, and we can optimize our scouting in the early game to basically find all our resources under 3 minutes. 2 minutes would be the ideal timing, of course.
I
So you
understand that
should.
like the two boars and like all the sheep and whatnot are always at the same range, but as far as like the
Mhm.
exact resource positioning goes, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So you always start with 4 sheeps under your town center, near the vision of the scout. Your scout's first command should always be to go pick them up, and you position 1 sheep under your town center. That's like the first few actions that you're doing every single game. The next few ones, are you comfortable with sheep scouting, or do you just generally skip
Yeah,
it?
that's fine.
Okay, okay. So we would use 2 sheeps under the town center so that once these guys finish, we'll have 1 sheep in reserve. Technically, you can make a couple of actions like this with this sheep so that you can sequence it before this sheep is about to run out.
Mm-hmm.
The timing I like to remember it is at 50% of the first sheep. You want to have the other one already walking towards the
Okay.
next one. The sheeps, in terms of scouting, one of them will scout a little bit wider, one of them will scout uh, a bit tighter to find our boars. Because if I type cheats, your boars and your sheeps always spawn in like equidistant to each other from the town center. With the
Okay.
circle, you kind of already can observe it, but the theory for that is you have a set number of tiles that your boar can spawn in, and it's going to be the same for the sheeps, where if we increase the radius from the town center, it's always going to come down to the same scouting pattern that you can replicate in every single game. So in practice, I'll load up a different map just to have this like as an explanation of a real game kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
where you pick up your sheeps, you queue your actions. 2 of the sheeps go under the town center immediately. I usually hotkey, like if you're not
Uh-huh.
comfortable control grouping your sheeps, you can skip it. If you want to do it, you can start getting into the habit of doing it. One of the sheeps will always scout in a way where I'm going to scout for my boars, and the other one will always scout in a pattern where I'm going to find my sheep. And my sheeps are equidistant from the town center to each other. So if I find one pair of my sheep, my scout goes in the same circle every single time.
Okay, so one. Let me just try and get it again, right? So you put 200 TC early on, although you can
Mm-hmm.
scout a little bit with one of them. One sheep scouts for boar. One sheep scouts for sheep, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And
At,
these guys will also scout like as soon as, and now I've found basically all my resources. And this is under a minute. I've found all sheeps because I know the boar is always going to spawn in this circle. And after I'm done scouting for my sheeps, I'm going to look for my deers, or I'm going to just scout for my opponent.
is it always two
So
pockets of 2 sheep that you find?
yeah.
Okay. So you search for 2 times 2 sheep plus 2 times boar. Okay.
Yeah. I'll never scout for the boar with my scout, by the way. I'll
Okay.
always look for the boar with my sheep.
Okay. Okay. So you do run backwards here with the scout
Yeah, because
to
I
go
want the
and pick
shortest.
them up.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Because usually when we teach beginners, you don't really want to go back into the black spots.
Right.
I don't care about that because I already know where all my resources are.
Right.
It's just a good habit to build up when you are learning the game so that you don't miss a spot for scouting and all of that. But if you know the exact tricks and
Right.
exact location of your resources, you don't really care about that. We are trying at tournament level, opponent will send a scout immediately to try to take your resources from you. He's going to be a lamer and take your boar, take your sheeps. So scouting for your sheeps and boars as fast as you can is always the highest priority. So
I see.
efficient scouting for the black spots is not a thing I'm even considering.
Okay. Yeah, if I close my eyes, I can hear Hera, shout at me to only scout the black stuff. But your concern would be to bring in these guys as quickly as possible so you can
Yes.
steal shit
Yeah.
from your opponent?
Yes. If you want to play that route,
Yeah,
that
I
would be
don't
considered
necessarily want to, but I'm
tournament
just
level.
trying to understand the logic behind it.
I would recommend it though. It shuts down a lot of lame stuff. If you take resources from your opponent, he can't go for the fast castles.
Yeah. If I take 2 of his sheep, that would be insane.
Very devastating. Yes,
Yeah.
200 food off from his build just completely destroys his opening. He has to macro better, and most people who do those builds are terrible at macro. So we're taking away one of their biggest weapons is their resources.
It is similar to Skytles. I see what you mean.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, no, that is really, really handy info.
Yeah. So I'm already looking to push my deers if I have deers. If you want to skip pushing deers, if you're not interested in learning to do that, we can skip this section. And I would be going to just scout my opponent at this stage of the game
So
already.
I would
So
prefer not having to push deer because it goes wrong about as well as it goes right, right? But yeah,
there is a map I would like just get you to download and practice on it
okay,
because it's just going to be all about deer pushing. There's a million deers on the map where
okay,
you can push them to your town center and try to do all the actions like spam doing all the actions you can. Just spam APM. Like I want you to play at like 500 APM doing random things. I don't even want you to do correct things. Misclick get housed, but try to push deers while you're doing all of those things at the same time.
okay. Yeah, no,
It's
I can
it's
definitely
just to
give that a
build up.
try.
It's just a building of a habit kind of thing that you can consider.
So the alternate would be for you to. So if you were playing here, your first option after finding the second pocket
Yeah.
would have been to
So
go and push deer. Alternatively,
so
you would have sent it straight across the map to try and lame him.
yeah. So this is the extra scouting that I've currently wasted. If you can see
Yeah,
my
yeah, exactly. That's what
cursor,
I'm
I
wondering.
guess.
Yeah, okay.
So this amount of scouting, I would have been like somewhere here on the map already. So
So
my
you have
scout
this.
going
Okay, I
back.
see the circle on your mini map too. So
Mhm.
if you were to go looking around, so you
Yeah.
assume he's over there on the opposite side of the map?
Yes. He's always going to be in the opposite. But if he does not spawn there, there's a few tricks you can look in the mini map, kind of. Well, not mini map. You can look for clues on the map for elevation. It's going to be a little bit harder to explain rather than just showing you.
Okay.
So I'll just speed it up and
Yeah,
we
because
can
there
go
is there is
directly.
like an embarrassing number of games where I just don't find my opponent.
Yes, that will never happen from this point onwards.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the only three spots our opponent can spawn on the opposite diagonals of our stuff, like of our town center, because our most commonly this is like
Mm-hmm.
85-90%. I'm just giving like a rough estimation.
Okay.
Some there are some extreme cases where they can spawn like this, uh like
Yeah.
on
Yeah, yeah,
these
I've seen
areas
those
as
where you're
well.
like really close somehow.
Yes, that's rare. That's like super rare, can happen, but in an aggregate he's always going to spawn in these three spots, and we're always going to choose the one in the middle in terms of finding our opponent,
Okay.
because it's the shortest path and the longest and the most common one. So the hit rate for going on one of these areas is lower than the one in the center.
Okay.
There's a much higher hit rate of going directly diagonally across the map.
So
It's
after finding, you just sent straight through the middle.
yes.
Okay.
If you do that, most of the time, if you do not get it, like you'll eventually immediately see that your opponent is not there sometimes. But most of the time he's over here. So I found him, and let's just suicide a
So
scout
you
into the
you
TC.
you just
He'll
said I
follow the
found
bird.
him before you found him. Is it because of the boar?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So you saw like where I just sent it diagonally across and I found him.
Okay.
This has a 75 to 80% hit rate of when you'll find your
So
opponent.
are there only
If
ever 4 boar on the map?
yes, on a normal game of Arabia, there's always 4 boar.
Ah,
If you
okay.
lame them, you have 3 boars and they have 1 boar.
Yeah, that's
And then you
insane.
can taunt them by asking in chat, like, is this map spawned with 3 boars or something?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you can
okay.
ask them.
That's part of the build
They'll
order.
love it. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. They'll appreciate. They'll look for their second and third boar.
So can you lame that? Can you take the boar with a scout?
Yeah.
So you just do it the same way as with a villager?
The walk time from your base all the way to that forward boar is not worth it.
Okay.
I would be looking for his shapes instead. If you want to learn to lame the boar, it is possible. It is harder. There are counterplays to doing it. I don't really think anyone in the tournament, not even Grubby, knows how to do it properly.
But I guess looking for his sheep would be easier, right? Like it'd be just
Yes.
straighter. Yeah. Okay.
Because the cheat code for the sheep is super easy, because once we know where our sheep spawn, we know exactly where his sheep spawn. I'll show the map. Uh, so our sheeps are what, around from the ring, this is 16, 18 tiles,
Yeah.
right? So his sheeps from his TC are 16, 18 tiles.
That
And
is
if we
mirrored.
know where, yes, always. His
Oh.
boars and sheeps are always the exact same number of tiles. Or his gold mines, his berry bushes, and his closest wood line is exactly the same and mirrored as yours. So your wood line, the closest one is 5, 6,
Huh.
8 tiles. It's gonna be the exact same for him.
So it is randomized, but the distance from the TC is identical.
Is exactly the same. Yep.
Oh. Okay. Huh.
That's why it's
That's
like it
very
didn't
interesting.
use yeah, it didn't used to be like this, by the way. This is like a DE thing. The new game kind of made it easier for the beginners, but at top level you can just kind of exploit it. If you know these tricks, you just completely uh
That's okay.
can exploit these like spawn points of your opponent's stuff. We'll be in our opponent's base by minute 3 every single time, and we're going to be taking his sheeps, and we're going to be disrupting his build up. Of course, it should not come at the cost of your own build.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
not be
Yeah.
like we are focusing completely at
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
base
Yeah.
and just not really producing stuff at our own base. That's the whole setup for
So do you
the
do you
early
make
game.
like a mental note when you see your
Yep,
sheep,
yep.
like the first pocket? I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just immediately, like if I see wherever it is, I'll kind of take a quick snapshot in my brain wherever it's going to spawn, and I'm
Hmm.
gonna try to somewhat consider, if I know where the center of his town center is, I'll increase the radius from the that center of his town center to go on the sheep rings radius. So
I
I'm
see.
always going to start scouting in that radius to pick up on his boars and his sheep if I need it.
Huh. Okay. That is. This is one of those things
Leaving
that's like really good info, but kind of hard to incorporate, right? But it's really good to know.
now you'll get it in like 5 tries if you do it.
I'm gonna be laming shit before the end of the day. Yeah.
Yes, like it's 5 single player practice games and you'll get it. Taking the boar is harder if you really wanna, like, let's say you advance to quarters or something, or you're like feeling it and you're doing really well in the tournament. I would highly consider learning to lame, because it will throw a lot of disruptions in.
Yeah.
It's high risk but high reward, kind of.
Well, like the main risk that I have always kind of felt on my end is that I'm like worried I don't have all my resources. I never really, but okay,
Yeah, and
it's
that's
really
never
good to
gonna
know
happen
that.
anymore.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
never gonna happen anymore.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Because
like if you can pull this off in a tournament game like that, obviously is gonna throw people way off.
yes, also the last part is, if you're laming, if you're highly considering to go for lame, you can send one of your sheep to look for the boar, one of your sheep to look for the sheep, and you send your scout, instead of picking up the sheep, you just send it directly across. As soon as the game starts, you literally click across the map to pick up their stuff. Because you know where your sheeps and boar are. Boar is always going to spawn the same distance. So the game starts, you click across the map, and you'll find them.
Do you actually
You'll be
recommend
in
it
his
though? Like that's I'm trying to weigh whether or not it would be worth it. But that's very nice to
Yeah.
know.
You'll get a lot of quick wins, especially on the ladder. And Oh, actually, that might be counterproductive, maybe, because people will hide villagers and not resign against you. Like maybe it's just a bad
I
idea.
win too hard. I guess
Yes,
especially though with like a man at arms like hyper aggressive opener, it is kind of nice to begin
yes.
aggression right at the start.
I think stuff like this is kinda very annoying for your opponents. So they might not resign even when they're dead.
Yeah,
They're
but
just
that's okay.
gonna like wall the villages. So
Yeah,
that's like
I've
the
had a couple games
only,
like that.
yeah, where they'll get mad or they'll waste your time. So that's the downside of doing stuff like this.
Yeah,
In
but it's a
tournaments,
legit
you don't
strategy,
really
right?
care
Like
about that.
it's,
Yeah,
you
yeah, of
know,
course,
it's
of
good.
course.
Yeah. Okay, this is
So
I'm gonna have to try and incorporate it into a game, but
this
it
is first 3 minutes of the game, by the way.
yeah.
It's like first 3 minutes. If you can get this done, I haven't even talked about the build order part yet. We can work on that in terms of if you want to see how I set it up.
I would
It's
like
not
to,
going to
yeah.
be that, yeah, it's not going to be that much different than what Hera showed you in terms of the opening. It's just the militia will be in his base by minute 9,
Okay.
and you'll hang out with the militia in his stuff while you're waiting to get ready for the Manatam upgrade. I'll do it without the lame so that we have the standard resources that we're working with, kinda.
Okay.
So only two batch of sheeps are remaining, or buffaloes. I found everything. I found one of my boar,
Mm-hmm.
second boar, and
So
the last pair will be in the same circle.
is it as well true then that the second like is are they opposite one another or can the sheep be in any spot?
They can be a certain distance away, but most of the time it's in the same radius.
Okay, and now you
So
send
now I
across?
found my opponent. Yep. So now I send across, and this is 1 minute 15 seconds into the game.
Huh.
6 on sheep.
I prefer this
That's
over trying to micro deer.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
idea
No,
is
that's
more
fine.
fun,
That's
at
fine.
least
That's
in
fine.
my head.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
3 tiles of stone, so our opponent cannot be here. I'll change the direction a little bit. If there are 3 tiles of stone, that means it's a neutral stone. The main stone
Oh.
is 5 tiles, and the extra stone is 4 tiles. So if you see resources like this, it's never going to. Your opponent's base will never spawn in that particular direction.
Okay, so when scouting, opponent is never near 3 stone, only
Or
near 4
3 gold.
plus
Or,
5 stone. Okay.
yeah, even extra gold spawn in the patches of 3.
Or gold as well? Okay.
Yeah, extra golds.
So if you were to have seen instead 4 stone, you would have assumed he's right there.
Yep. And I changed the direction a little bit. I went to the center, went to the right, and I found my opponent immediately.
Okay. Huh.
It's like 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
I'll never go a little bit deeper. So if you see the mini map kind of thing, it's the center of the town center. I'm keeping my scout always away from the
Mm.
center.
So
That
you're
way I
now going
never
to be
lose the scout.
orbiting that spot, like that blind spot on the
Yes.
map?
Yeah. I'm just gonna make
Oh.
circles around his town center now.
Fuck,
Like
that's
if I
really
know where the
smart.
boar is, also now I know where his boar is. So if he has not picked up all his buffaloes, I'll increase the radius of the scout a little bit more, and I know exactly where like my sheep spawned over here. So it's at least 4 or 5 tiles more than where the boar spawned. So now I can kind of see where the opponent's stuff will spawn.
Dude, you're going to be
I'll
orbiting in the
increase the
perfect
radius.
spot. That's
Yep.
really clever. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna instead, of course, if I was playing a tournament, I would have taken the boar. That's not even like a question, but it's mostly me increasing the radius and always looking for his cows, buffaloes, sheeps, whatever.
It's crazy how
But
much
yeah,
optimization you can do in Dark Age. You know what I mean? Like, I feel
yes,
like I'm playing pretty good Dark Age now compared to 2 weeks ago, but it's still like the last 5% of improvement is insane.
yes. There's an upper limit to what you can do for sure, but
Yeah, but that's like
until
10,000 games away from me.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So uh, I'm thinking which variation I want to show. 3 onward is fine.
Yeah, I would. So if I can ask one question, how would you lame the boar if you get it this early? Because this seems like a gift, right? Like you just get it given to
Yeah.
you, basically. How would you do it with a scout?
I would hit the boar twice and then run away. And keep the vision of the boar. There's a certain vision where you can't leave your scout away from the vision of the boar.
The
And you
scout is quicker,
zigzag
right?
across. Yeah, a scout is quicker.
Okay.
And you let it follow, you let it almost hit you, then run away. And you keep doing that. You keep, like, it's like a juggling 3 balls or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's like the best explanation I can give. And you try to do all of that while you're macroing in the back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's hard. It's hard, but
Yeah, but
possible
that's
if
all
you
second
practice
nature
it.
for you, right? Like you have no.
Yes.
It's yeah. You don't have to think about laming your or sorry, like microing your boar very much.
Yep. I mean, at top level, it's considered uh, not fair because of the mechanics of the game. If you lame, others will lame you from the next game onward. So it's ladder etiquette that you do not do it. But in tournament,
It's a
in
gentleman's
tournament, it's,
agreement.
yeah. In tournament, there are like no rules. Basically, everyone lames and everyone is trying to win.
Yeah, no, obviously. I feel like no. Anything that's within the game is fair in my mind, right? Like to you
Yep.
know. So
So
the
far, I
main
don't
thing then
think I've.
to pay attention to is the position your sheep spawn in comparison to your boar,
His,
right?
yep.
Because they can spawn inside of the boar's range as well, right? Like say they could spawn in between where
Yeah,
your
they
boar
can.
is right now and
It's
the
always
TC.
gonna be further away. Yeah, it's always gonna be further away from the boar.
Oh, is it?
But it
Okay.
can be really, yeah, it's always gonna be further away from the boar, but it can be very close to the boar as well.
Oh, okay.
There's like, if you have the ring mod that is pretty common, sheep ring, I think it's called. It will show the exact distance where
Yeah, I
the
have that
sheep
installed,
can
but
spawn.
you know, like the little details they're not very apparent to me.
Yep.
Okay. That's crazy.
The only big difference I would say in terms of the build order that I'm doing is I'm just rallying all
Amazon
my new
Prime Twitch
villages
Gaming
under the
Bucks
town
to fund the
center
space.
Okay.
instead of sending them to the berries immediately, because berry is this like slower source of food. I wanna just collect the sheeps and the
So why get the
boars
berries then
instead,
this early at all?
just so that we don't run out of food. Like technically, that's why I was considering which build order to show you. Since we are not taking deers, I would not even make the mill on the berries. I would make the barracks as the second building to click up.
Okay.
That's the big difference. If you can take the deers,
Yeah. Okay. So
if
you
you can't
okay?
take the deers, like you have to kind of adapt by making a mill, because once we are done with all our stuff under the TC, your villages will go idle, and we want to have the mill already over there so that we can transfer villages
Yeah.
onto the berries.
I think for the
It's just
foreseeable future, I should just do berries every time,
yep.
just because you know.
I mean, I would
game's hard.
recommend chickens on a chicken map. I would consider going for a
Oh
chicken
yeah.
mill.
But I mean, like
Mill as a
rather
chicken
than
instead.
relying on the deer and then
Mhm.
skipping
Yeah,
out on the mill and going, you know, barracks as
it's
second
not.
structure instead.
It's actually not worse to, if you have 3 deers or 4 deers, I would mill them.
Okay.
Even though like don't really want to do that, if it's better than like going to the berries.
Okay.
It's harder to protect because they are more exposed, but it's the faster source of food, and
Honestly,
we
like
want to get as much.
nobody at my elo has ever harassed my deer.
Hmm.
It's not happened yet.
So yeah, so just go mill the deer.
Okay.
That's if it's 3. It's not worth milling for 2 deers.
Okay. Yeah.
The deers can spawn in 2, 3, 4. Those are like the spawns you can have with the deers. So it's very crucial that you don't mill the 2 deer. Otherwise, it's not worth the villager walk time and
Okay.
all of that stuff, and the resources that you've invested into making the mill. So far, anything big difference wise in terms of the builder that Hera showed you that you spotted? Of course, the scouting definitely is like a new thing that you can work on, but
Yeah.
build distribution wise,
So I think your third tent is quicker. Maybe not actually. No, never mind. No. The tent is you did the third house and then the mill with the same vill, right?
Yep.
Okay, no, that's the same. So you go 19 villagers as well?
Yep.
Okay.
And as soon as my boar finishes, I only want to have 10 on the boar, 4 on the food. The second last villager makes the barracks near, like in the direction of my opponent, kinda.
Mm-hmm.
But it should be in a way where it's like I'm using it as kind of wall. If I garrison the wood, I'll have the wood I need to make the barracks.
So how do you like not hit a supply block now? Because I oftentimes hit a supply block at this stage in the game when I try to make my first what do you call like the first militia? Because now you're 20 out of 20. Okay, you just build it next over there. Okay.
Yep. And I click up to the next stage. The last villager goes to wood, basically, and you'll rally 2 villagers from the town center to go to gold.
Yeah. So you just don't make the
Mining camp immediately. You
Okay.
can't. I mean, you can, but you can't at the same time.
Okay. No, that's good because I've been running into the same. Like I was wondering if I was doing the build wrong somewhere, but I see. Okay, you just don't have the sufficient resources ever.
Yep.
Oh, you actually
Just
just
long
rally
distance.
into the barracks here.
Yeah,
for
the
a bit.
barracks. I'll wait for the 3 militia because
Oh.
I'm just gonna wait for them to move out.
So the next 100 wood, I guess, is yeah. Okay.
If you wanna min max a little bit, one of them can construct and the other one can pick up the gold.
Dude, I've had so
Grab
many
them or
games
two.
where at this point I still haven't found my opponent. You've been there for like 5 minutes.
Yep.
It's crazy. Oh yeah.
And I'm in his base by around 9 minutes. 9:30 I'll have mana terms. It's like 10 seconds to go, and I'm already in his base.
Yeah. Wow. So 9:30 is even conservative.
And I have the will, the Manitam, the word upgrade, and I'm floating 140 volt to spare on top of this, based on whatever I need.
That's crazy. So double bit X, man at arms upgrade, and villager. Yeah. Okay. Wow. So I don't think I've ever had a game where I get double bit X at this point. I feel like I'm like at least.
Yeah, you should always
way
be able
later.
to afford it, and that is exactly what you want. If you're not getting the double bit tax at this stage, your economy just collapses, and you'll never have the wood income to make the farms instantly.
So do you do this
So
basically every game? Like unless you
every
play
game.
something very specific, but this is basically the norm.
I mean, I will change the build based on my civ and opponent civ, but if I'm playing Romans and I want to play Manatams, I would do it exactly like how I'm showing you.
Okay.
Of course, I would push Diaz, and this will be one population faster if
Yeah,
you're
okay.
doing it at a pro level, but just for the beginner friendly way, I would do it like this.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. So in
I think I
if this
also
was a
made a
competitive game, you take the boar and you take the deer.
yeah, like for example games, if you are considering just looking for some replays, or I did make a playlist for all the way from 1000 elo to 2000 elo
Okay.
in terms of example games and everything. I can link that. You can watch it in your free time.
Yeah. No, that'd be great.
Just to have like a reference for what the build and the timings and what my thought process on each stage of the game looks like.
No, if you could link it, that would be awesome. Yeah. Dude, this has been
And
great.
I'm at 9:30 in a space.
Yeah.
Like 9 minutes would be 9 minutes is what I arrive at. 9:30 is like the I work with 9 minutes, but 9:30 is like the conservative one where I'm going up slightly later.
I was there like 10:30, and I
Yeah,
thought
so
I was
you're
playing
like
it pretty
you.
clean.
I mean 11:30. Yeah, 11:30 was the time I saw. That's why I said like
Ah,
your build is just 2 minutes off.
that's crazy. Yeah, it's
And
because I wait for 2 additional men at arms. That's just the big difference, I
yeah,
guess.
two villages being 2 villages behind, basically 2 minutes behind, sorry, is basically like him having extra 4 villages working on different resources. So he has more resources being collected that you could have been idling the entire time.
Yeah. But also, you have like a nice little break right now. Like, there's nothing for you to really do at this point other than this, right? Like, you
Yeah.
have the other shit coming. Like, you
Also,
can make a
also
farm,
you
I
see my
guess, but
stance. Yeah. Also, you see my stance.
yeah,
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 like I have
yeah,
them
yeah.
on box and I have them on stand ground. So they behave exactly like if I wanna just like go for a villager kill, I'm using the scout to block, and I just right click that villager. I'm not microing it. And the biggest mistake that you can do is trying to kill like two villagers at the same time. Always try to kill one will.
Okay,
It's a guaranteed kill.
okay.
I
Yeah,
would
two is
always go
greed.
for the guaranteed. Yeah, two is great. Like trying to block two and leaving two of them alive on 1 HP is just strictly worse than killing one villager completely and then leaving the other one alive.
Right.
Because even the one villager, 1 HP villager can do the exact same amount, collect the same amount of resources a full fresh HP villager gives you. I think it's the same in StarCraft, right? Like weak SCVs or units
Yeah,
give you
yeah.
the same income.
Always guaranteed damage over
Yeah, yeah, so,
half damage. Because it's like
yeah.
one villager down at this point is so much in a 20-minute game, 30-minute game.
Yeah, it all adds up eventually.
Yeah.
So behind this, the usual follow-up against conquistadors or in general, there are two responses based on what our opponent is playing. Let's assume our opponent is opening an archery range or a scout rush or a stable. Both
Mm-hmm.
of them have different responses from this point onwards.
Okay.
One is going to be you playing your own skirmishers against someone going for range units,
Mm-hmm.
archers. If he's playing stable, we want to make archers of our own with spearmen mixed in. That's the correct quote unquote response. The ELO response, the one that you want to use on ladder right now, that's the one I'm going to show you, by the way.
Okay.
The correct one are those two. The one we want to just get ELO from is we are going to add extra militia and a blacksmith instead. Those are like the next few things. So I would rally the extra manatoms. Either I would mask them, depending on, of course, what he has. If he can sit in our reinforcements and pick off our manatoms, I would mask 3 and then send them. If he cannot do that, I'll just rally them across. I'll click the barracks and click across the map. It's
So
super dependent on what you scout and what he can stop your stuff with. If he has like 2 scouts or 3 scouts, he can pick off your manatom with 2 or 3 scouts and you won't arrive with them. So I would mass 3 scouts and then move out. Or I would make 1 spearman, then go for extra militia. It super depends on what you're fighting. What's the most common response that you've seen at your elo?
I have not seen anybody go scouts. I've seen only ever people go archers.
Okay, then we don't have to care about. If it's scouts, that's why we can't rally directly across the map. Against archers, you don't have to care
I think
about
I
that.
must have done like maybe 20, 30 games. No, probably more. Maybe 40. I don't know.
You never faced scouts.
I've
That's
never seen anybody go scouts.
what the hell.
Yeah.
That's super weird. Okay.
The man at
Okay, I
arms
mean,
don't seem to be. Yeah, maybe like maybe one time I didn't think it was scary though because the man at arms do quite well against them. Like they're not terrible, you know, compared to the archers. So you would go if you were to see an archery range right now in archers, you would just make say like 3 more man at arms. Would you respond with your own archery range to go skirms?
that's the meta response. Yes, that's exactly what I would do. I would do an archery range instead of the blacksmith, and I would make skirmishes instead of these extra militia manatoms.
Okay.
That's the meta response. The one that is currently popular, I think one of the streamers is just using this particular opening, which I think everyone is copying right now,
Yeah.
is just rallying more manatoms because you're doing so much destruction, you're distracting so much, there's so many inefficiencies in the early game that most people cannot respond to
Yeah.
the multiple spots at the same time kind of deal.
I
You're
know
putting
I
out
know
too
some
many
are doing it
fires.
with Armenians, I think, where they just keep
Yeah, yeah.
sending more. But
Roman
that
just has
seems
more
very all
extra
in. Like I
icons.
would like something that's a bit more elegant. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I
this,
mean Roman is
yeah,
completely fine.
this is more. It feels fundamentally a little bit less all in, I guess.
I'm like setting up my walls while all of that is happening. I've queued 3 extra stuff. Of course, I got supply block while I'm doing all of this.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
no
just me
worries.
being bad though. Uh, yeah. So like the 3 extra ones that are being created, After that, I can't make. If I make more, I won't be able to afford the upgrade. That's the most important part. You can get the upgrade if I took the deer.
Okay, yeah. So you
That's the big
actually
one.
you prioritize the extra militia over the man-at-arms upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not the Manatom, the blacksmith upgrade.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You always want to get the Manatom upgrade. It's very important.
Why
It
did I look like
increases the move.
Snowman, dude? What's going?
It's a mod. I like my
At least
Manatoms to
they're
look like
distinct.
snowman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, you're so smooth with the re-walling and all the little things. Like the amount of brain power it takes me to like just look at
Yeah, we
my
can
setup, it's
work on
insane.
that very specific thing as well, especially. So this is like kind of generally the build I would be looking forward to in terms of the exact timings. I have these 6 militia. I would unqueue these 2 villages and get the Manatom
Yeah.
armor upgrade,
Yeah.
and then behind this, I'll be setting up to 14 to 16 farms to go up to the next stage. And based on whatever my opponent is making, if he's making archers, I'll make skirmishers. If he is making scouts, I'll make archers. I can make knights. I can continue playing like long swords. I can upgrade these guys to even more strength in the next stage based on
Yeah, I've
whatever
been
my
going a lot
opponent's
of
response.
like proxy siege workshop forward at castle. But I really
Yep.
think one of my really big bottlenecks, because I have a lot of games where I'm dealing quite a bit of damage right now, and I'm feeling good about how it's going, but I can't get my farms quickly enough. And I really think it's just the bit-X. I've just been too
Yep.
slow with the
Yep.
bit-X.
If you skip Bitax, you'll never be able to seed enough farms.
Yeah, okay. That's crazy. Because 14 farms seems like a lot to me. Like, I just haven't had... I just get, like, a round of them, but I never get enough of them, I don't think. Like, I try to make more, but I never have enough wood.
So at this stage, you can also get this upgrade, especially if you're just continuing to seed more farms, since they proportionally add extra food on your farms anyway. So you can get it anytime in feudal age. The thing maybe I didn't talk about was after I clicked up once the sheeps ran out, I sent 2 more villages to the berry so that I have 6 on berries.
Okay, yeah. So you do 6 on berries every time?
Yep.
Okay.
If I'm not pushing there, this is always going to be
Yeah.
the
It
or the
depends.
chickens. It depends. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the macro is not as rigid as
Yeah.
you would like it to be. It's always just that I'm trying to make my villages work for whatever I need.
Yeah. No, I actually like that
So,
about this game though. Like it's different than StarCraft, but it's kind of cool, you know? Like it's less rigid. There's
yep.
a lot of rigid RTS
And
games out there, but this one's pretty, pretty smooth.
yeah, for sure. I mean, now we just need 2 more farms, and then I can make a market to go up to the next stage.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
that's
gold that
that's
I'm
another thing. Like
floating,
I never have wood for a market and farms. Like that's it's a big
yeah, I'll
difference.
get to my farm count that I need, and then I'll click up to the next stage. I'll just show till the up click.
Okay. Yeah, this is very flexible. I like that. So I'm assuming the berry guys go to wood next, or
Yep, I'll put them on stragglers for the time period until I have the marker, and then I'll send them to make another lumber camp.
okay.
Or you can make a second lumber camp right now. It's just going to depend on how much military. So if I want the fastest uptime, I want the market first. If I do not care about that, I would make the lumber camp right now.
Yeah. Okay.
And that will completely depend on how much damage I've done or taken. If I want the fastest uptime, I would skip it. If I have done enough damage to justify having a better economy, this will give me a better economy if I make the second lumber camp instead of the market right now.
Yeah, I think
But
at my elo it's probably fine to just go because the habits, like I feel like habit building is probably the main thing that I need to be
okay,
looking for.
let's just make it smoother for you instead.
Yeah, I exactly. Like okay, so the alternative would be to also have yeah, okay, cool.
And now I'm just waiting for the market. The new villages can be rallied to gold until I have the wood for the market, and then I'll buy whatever I need next, or just it depends completely on whatever resources or the next unit composition I wanna get to. If you are interested in just going for the siege workshop in the front, I would add additional barracks while going to go up
Yep,
to the next stage.
I've been
Make a
going
lot
double
of mana
barracks
terms.
and then siege workshop.
You can even go triple barracks if you're like going for all in, all in. Like, do you want a macro behind it or not? Or you just want to finish the game? at this stage.
Honestly, I have been all-inning more than I probably want to, but it seems to
Yes,
be really
that's
good for elo building, you know?
yes. Let's do that then. That's exactly what we are going to do
Okay,
then.
yeah. If you could show me the quote-unquote perfect execution of that, that'd be, yeah.
This is the marker, and we're just gonna buy our way up to the next stage.
I've even been
I'll
selling
even
all the
power build
stone.
it.
The stone
Yep.
selling is,
No, that's perfect. That's like completely what you're supposed to do anyway when you're playing all in. I'm just gonna wait, sell,
like, when it
click
goes
up.
my way, like, and I don't play badly early on. Like, that seems to be the main bottleneck, you know, like me messing things up. But if it goes my way and things go reasonably smoothly early, it seems to be nearly impossible to stop at my
Yeah,
elo.
pretty much. I mean, longswords are very difficult to overcome. While after I click up, I'll get the gold upgrade as well. And I'm just gonna wait for the third barracks and I'll send 2 villages forward. I like sending 2 vills forward just in case one of them gets sniped.
Okay.
And just continue queuing mana terms whenever
Crazy.
you can afford it.
All of this is so much smoother somehow. I feel like you're minutes ahead of everything I'm doing.
Also, if we are going for triple barracks, we need more food. So as soon as you can afford to have, like we only want 10 on wood, 5 on each wood line if you can, 6 on this one, 4 on this one is also the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have more than 10 on wood, you'll float a lot of wood and not have the food income to continuously produce the entire time. So you just want to spend your farm and go all the way up to, this is why I said 14 to 20 farms is what you want to end up with. Anything above 20 is you're going to start floating food.
Okay.
Now we rally our stuff together, get the attack upgrade as well, buy food whenever you feel like you're floating too much gold. I just have enough for the upgrades I would need to go up to the next stage, and I rally the villages with the mana terms going forward.
Adharma. Yeah, this is crazy smooth. So if you were to hypothetically only do this build on a new account, how far do you
Probably
think you can climb?
21, 2200.
Okay.
Like anything above that, you'll start running into issues.
But that's high level, right? Like that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
People know how to counter this,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. Like I'd be very happy reaching 2000, you know? Like that'd be plenty. Like so that's kind of my point. Like I've been seeing all these different builds and all of the different strats, but there's just, you know, just hammering one of them seems to be the easier thing to do.
Yeah, you can pilot basically any build that you learn to 2K. That's not really the limiting factor. There's no hard counters because most of the players who are below 2K are just having like execution fails. You can pilot any build to 2K, in my opinion. That's
Okay.
just my opinion. Like,
Yeah,
don't
if you're
come at
good
me.
enough.
Yeah. Like, you can get good enough with a certain style of play with a very high execution. You can make almost anything work up to a certain level.
So
Some
how
people
much would
would,
you save up here before you commit? You just go right away with one.
yeah, just commit, like, just immediately. One ram is good enough as long as you can repair. Like, these 2 villages on the repair, the trick for this is if you position your villages right behind the ass of that ram,
Uh-huh.
the town center cannot kill them because there's
Really?
a, yeah. So it's
Why?
like,
Is it like
it's
a line
kind
of
of
sight?
no, it's just a height or like a three-dimensional thing. I don't know how it
That's
works.
crazy.
And even,
Okay.
yeah, even like
So he
there's a
can't
way
kill
where,
those?
no, if he's trying to target, sometimes he can. There's like not 100% answer to this.
Little jank.
I'll give you, yeah, because what he can do is specifically try to click the villager. Ram is soaking the damage, of course. That's the correct thing someone pointed out in the chat. The ram is the one taking the arrow fire, not the villager. Even if when he clicks the villager, the ram will take the damage. Sometimes when you have it at an angle, like let's say this villager is slightly more to the right, and
Yeah.
this villager is slightly to the left, I want it exactly behind. If I can fit the villagers right behind the ram, he can't hit my villagers.
It's kind of jank, but I see what you mean. That's crazy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it's hard to micro, but what I do is like I put these guys. If he starts targeting the villagers, I just garrison them inside. Then he has to retarget them every time he is like doing it. As soon as he's wasting arrows trying to take out my villager, so he's taking more damage against the extra stuff.
Right. Damn. Okay. Hey, it's like me.
And yes, of course. I don't know. I have
No, no,
bad
no, no.
habit.
Dude, this is insane. Like, it's so much smoother than what I've been executing, and it's like, it's not even like a lot of impossible things to implement. You know, like none of the things
Yes,
you've showed me here
because
seem
you
like they
already
would be
know
impossible.
like 80-90% of this.
Yeah. Because, like, yeah, exactly. Like, all of this stuff is something that is not gonna be messed with by my opponent, you know? It's very much so up to me to not mess it up.
Yes and no. It completely depends on who you're playing against and what they
Right.
open.
But
Because
I've had so few opponents that are actually actively trying to address it.
sure, on ladder you might not face it at all. Like you might not run into resistance against this. Even the Spanish player that you just played will die to this.
Yeah.
You just take out his ram. Like you can take out the castle if you mass 4 rams, and he can't stop it. The Kongs can kill your entire longsword army, but we can take out rest of his. Like we can take out his castle. We can take out his TC. He'll just be chasing us. Behind that, we can set up a really nice economy and macro. Like we can just buy our stuff back if the damage is done, and we can start booming up behind this.
So, if you go with the militia across the map and there's like not as many targets to kill, right? So say like he's made walls and all the rest of it, you just don't commit to the 3 extra ones and the armor
Nope.
upgrade, and you go castle
Yep.
quicker.
Pretty much.
Would you still follow up with something like this?
Exactly.
Okay. So you just get like the +1 armor while going castle or something.
Yep. Our timing would be like almost 2 minutes faster than what it would be that I just showed you. So if I resign and we go to the technology thing, it's 19 minutes. I would be in Castle Age by 17 minutes.
Okay. Just because of the 3 militia and the
Yep.
+1 armor? Okay. Damn. Okay. Damn. This is sick, man.
So it's 9 minutes 15 would be the uptime. Probably could be 2 seconds faster. So I just fucked up in Dark Age a little bit. That's the perfect one. But yeah, I mean that was basically the build order part of the game. Like I wanted to talk a little bit more about the deer part. If there's a mod you can download, I think
Mm-hmm.
deer pushing something. Deer push. I don't know the exact name for the mod. Someone should know that.
Somebody in
I'll
chat probably
message you.
knows what. Yeah, the deer pushing
Oh, there
custom
it
map.
is. Simple boar and deer layout training map,
Okay.
and you just go into your single player stuff, custom scenario.
Simple deer and boar pushing map. Okay.
Yep.
I'll find it. No, today we did not climb to 1400. We climbed to 1200. Shit. Yeah. No, I I climbed down today. It's a ladder, right? You gotta go down sometimes.
Did you find the map?
Oh, I was just watching you play it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't actually look for it.
So there's like lots of boars and lots of deers in the map. So you can just like while you're doing your build up, because we start with kinda normal resources, you can get into the habit of pushing and setting up and doing a build order.
So
with extra
for
food and
pushing
stuff.
deer specifically, there
Yep.
seems to be some conflicting advice. Like some people say follow command, other people say don't follow command.
Follow command is more. It takes less attention, but it's a bit more finicky. You have to chain it with the movement command. Like with the movement, you only have to worry about like just spam clicking behind the stuff, and You can 100% of the time pay attention to this. What
Mm-hmm.
will happen when you do that is you can't really do any other actions. So if I'm taking the boar, let's say, or sheeps or something under my TC,
Mm-hmm.
while I'm taking the sheep, I can't do any other action. Like if I have the villagers working under the TC, I can't jump to my TC, click the villagers, garrison the food, like rally them somewhere else.
Right.
If I am always right clicking here, because it takes away all the attention from me. What I can do is rally this while the scout is going. I'll go back, I'll rally them somewhere, and I'll come back and then give the movement command again. So take away a split second because the scout is kind of AFK in that split second while it's in the follow
Mm-hmm.
command thing.
So
So
you
I have more
yeah, you do use a combination
time.
of the both then. You like right click
Yeah.
and follow command as
y-
well?
Yeah. So the right click I only make if I want to make changes to the direction of the deer. You want to push it at an angle, you can manipulate it to go in a certain direction.
Yeah, I see.
So if I wanna push the deer on like the left side, I'll go right behind and then I'll press the follow command so that I'm behind it. So if I want to change the direction, I'll click behind this
Yeah.
and then give it the follow command.
Yeah, okay. Hmm.
So follow command, click, I can do some action, go back and give the follow command while I'm doing something else. I'm microing here my sheeps, I'm like scouting across the map, I'm luring the boar while I'm doing the follow command. The biggest deal with this is just you have more time to work with. Of course, if you're a faster player, like Hera doesn't really have this issue because he's faster than most of the players in general. I do not have the APM to spam click, lure the boar, cheap scout while macroing my economy perfectly at the same time. I can do it if I train for it. I feel
Right.
like this is just something which takes less attention.
Yeah. I see what you mean. So technically the follow command is slightly suboptimal, but realistically it's not a big deal.
Yep. I would argue it's better.
Yeah.
Hera just uses it because he has always been. If I have to coach Hera, this is one of the things I would say that he should be trying to do as well,
Yeah, fair.
because you just have more time.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll have less Dark Age APM, so it looks better on your EAPM chart in Dark Age, but you'll have more time to think about other things. Like you can think about the matchup, you can think about where to wall, you can consider where you'll make a tower, where you'll make a
Yeah.
TC, how
Yeah.
you'll think about the mid game. You just have less brain attention span to think about deer pushing. You can just think about everything else.
So when it starts walking back like that, is it because you do something wrong? Because you can't reset it when it starts running backwards, right?
Yes, when it starts running back, you can't reset it. You just
Okay.
have to abandon it and go back. And if you're not paying attention to it, it will reset. Like let's say you were luring your boar, you stopped looking at this. There is a timer until it goes back. Of course, the follow command. Like let's say I lose vision, so it will run back towards this area after a certain point.
Yeah.
That's why we sequence our actions using the follow command. So that's why it's on the ass of the deer and we don't really have to
Yeah,
look
okay.
at it as much.
Yeah. Okay.
And the last one is, I think, walling structure. Someone, I'm kind of
Yeah,
reading your
I
chart
don't
as
want to
well.
take up too much of your time, man. Like
No, 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 no,
I
no.
just wanted help
I
with like
have
one
to.
little replay, and you've like explained the entire game to me, which is incredible.
Yes.
I had a
For,
game earlier, so the reason they're bringing it up in the chat is because I had a game earlier where I had a map that was just it felt like I couldn't wall anywhere, and my opponent got like the easiest to wall setup.
sure, but you can technically wall every map if we train for it, kinda.
Yeah.
There is three walling structures that you can work with. One
Okay.
is to defend against the Manatowns, one is to defend against the Scouts, one is to defend against the Archers. All three of those openings have different walling structures that you can work with when you face it. So
No, I
that's
so the problem was not so much them being aggressive to me. I was the one doing a man at arms push, and then they counterattacked me, and my wall was just terrible. I couldn't figure out how to like
yeah,
get my
no, for
setup.
sure, for sure. For sure. Like you'll run into that issue regardless of if you have your walls up or not.
Okay.
But there's like few smart ways or like common ways that you can set up and think about what your base structure might look like. Actually, let me just quickly restart. My bad. I should have gone to feudal age.
Let me see.
This should be fine. So, starting of the game, we usually want to take a backward line or the closest wood line. Those would be the big things that you have to decide. That's the first big decision of the game, where to make the lumber camp.
Okay.
That will kind of decide on what your base walling or layout structure will look like.
So you'd prefer taking the
Uh,
one in this instance in the top left somewhere. Yep.
yeah, that's probably the closest because you have to consider the will walk time as
Mm-hmm.
well. The further they walk from the town center, the less resources they're collecting. So I have less resources to work with in Dark Age in total. So if I take this one, this is like 5 tiles. This one is like 3 tiles. So this is the closest wood line, and it's also in the back. So I
Yeah.
got lucky. I have a close wood line in the back of my base. So I want to take that one. I'll have just more resources. That's the first one, mill and mining camp. And these are the resources I'm kind of trying to protect. Let's think about where I'll drop the barracks. I always want to drop the barracks towards the enemy. If
Mm-hmm.
I can use the barracks as part of my wall, the better. And if I'm protecting my resources using the barracks as part of my wall, I can maybe protect my gold or my berries, which are towards him, closer to him. The
Mm-hmm.
woodline is the safest resource we have. Gold mine and the berry are the exposed ones. Berry is close to a wood line, so we can protect it. So I would try to go for the gold mine because it's the most exposed one. So I'll make my barracks near the gold mine towards the enemy.
Okay.
That's kind of the thought process I have
Uh-huh.
on where I'm going to make my barracks and my stuff. So I'll even make the blacksmith like this, and then kind of wall like that. So I have a
Hmm.
semicircle. I can also wall to the edge of the map or wall to the woodline based on what my scouting is. Of course, the bigger walls you have, the more villages you have working on them,
Mm-hmm.
not collecting resources. So you have to be very careful with how you want to lay out your base. Some other things that you can consider if you do not want to wall up like this is uh, I'll assume let's make the gold mine here. Yes, it's a bit inefficient, but we only want 2 villages on the gold mine anyway. We are not going to add more villages on gold mine until the late feudal age. To protect my gold, I can make a tower on it, and rest of my base is actually easier to wall. If I
Right.
just connect the wood line to this, connect this wood line, and from behind my base, I can either wall to the other wall or make a wall like this. So just I can make a kind of corridor inside. This is like a red phosphorus term, if you know the player,
Yeah.
like where he will make cuts and uh, placements of his buildings in such a way where he will only protect those particular resources at a certain time period. So this walling structure is something I would do against the opponent playing mana terms
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah. Yeah.
get my walls up as quickly as possible to protect myself. If I go for this wall, my villager might be exposed trying to construct the wall, and he can get one villager off me
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
making the big wall. So
Man,
this
these
is a
little
shorter
walls I
wall.
never even consider. Like what you've set up right here makes so much sense, but like just being able to implement it in a game is not so easy, I guess. But
Yes,
it makes so much sense when you show it like this.
that's the first one. I mean, of course, ideally, like this might be slightly better because I'm taking more
Yeah.
map. We want as much map as possible with the least amount of resources we are spending on making our walls. So we have more wood to work with, which means we'll have farms faster. If we have farms faster,
Yeah.
we'll be up to the next stage quicker.
Yeah.
So we want to spend less wood, but we also want the safety. So it's like
I
a
guess what
balance
I'm
between
doing
the
is I'm
two,
like trying to make a circle around my town, you know? Like I'm
which
trying
is
to make an
completely
actual
fine.
city.
Which is completely fine if you're playing against scouts because we have more time to
Right.
work with. Your opponent scout, the fastest they can be in your base is 11:30. So we have more time to work with. At lower, like maybe it depends on your opponent's civilization, they can be faster than that. But the most common two scouts will be in your base by 11:30. So if we don't have any exposed villages constructing walls in the furthest corners of our base by minute 11:30, you'll never really take damage.
Yeah.
It's just a timing thing because
Yeah, 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 yeah.
the scout production and the time it takes to go across the map, if we already know that, if we work with that information in mind, we can never take damage if our villages are not exposed at that particular time period constructing walls.
Yeah, okay, I see. I think I'm building my
This,
bases like too big as well most of the time. Like I would probably position my barracks at that bottom wood line somewhere. Like right over there is probably where I would put it, but that just feels like it's so far.
yeah,
Yeah, still
because
doable though.
your villager has to walk all the way to this spot
Mm-hmm.
and then construct it, and it's exposed. If you're only making one villager, using one villager to make that barracks, it can work. All of this is super depending on what our opponent is doing.
Yeah, no,
If
if he
our
finds
villager
me
is
and I
exposed,
don't have the
no.
upgrade for
Yep.
villager HP, you're just fucked.
Yep. He's gonna deny your barracks. Your militia will never come to his base on time.
Yeah.
So having your barracks kinda close to your town center in a spot where your villager can escape, or you can almost always construct the barracks fully. If let's say I want to make the barracks there, I'm like 100% like I know this is a really good wall. If I can make the barracks there,
Mm-hmm.
what I can do is after I start constructing the barracks, I can wall the villager in. So that
Yeah, I
way he
guess that
can't
makes
really
sense.
harass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way he can't harass the villager working and completing the barracks if
Damn.
needed.
Yeah.
This is like something if your opponent is being active with his military, like you can also be doing this while you're constructing the wall. Let's say I'm making the wall on this side of the map and he shows up. I see him, like my scout is here, he's on 1 HP, but I did get the scout off. I have an overlord over here, he's looking out for his attack spot. I
Mm-hmm.
know that this villager, if I try to go back to my town center, it will die. So what I can do is just quickly wall it in this particular section of the wall and rally my spearmen so
Yeah.
that the villager doesn't die. This is harder to pull off, but this is the quick defense. Even if you're making your base really big, you can have villages exposed. Yes, they'll go idle, but it is better to have idle villagers than dead villagers
Right.
because this
Yeah.
villager can eventually go back to working once we do protect it.
So when would you start making a wall in a normal game? Like what's the is there a
After my
queue for
barracks is
it?
completed. Like
Okay.
so if we go back to the recorded game I was showcasing, I
Mm-hmm.
started making the barracks and my maybe I can show up the load up the recorded game so we can work with uh, exactly what I showed you in that one, I think. Never mind. I loaded up so many games I don't even know which one was the
Yeah.
first game.
I
Nope,
think that's
not
the one, yeah.
this.
No. You had cows.
Nope.
No, no, no. You had cows, not sheep. Yeah.
It should be one of these. Nope.
Nope. But roughly around the time that
This
you
yeah, this is the one. So I'll skip the Dark Age quickly.
wait, didn't you have cows? Am I crazy?
Oh, water buffaloes. It's the
Yeah,
same
okay.
as they have the same food as
They're just
cows.
type of cow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this house, the third house can be also the part wall, which is kind of what I was thinking. My berries are exposed, so if
Mm-hmm.
I can connect it, make a choke point to the town center like this, so I can protect my berries. This is the wall structure I'm already thinking. My opponent is on the right side, so I'm gonna make my barracks in a way where I can protect my gold mine and
Mm.
have like a wall towards. So I'm always trying to construct after my initial two houses. Every new building that I'm going to be making is going to be in a way where I can kind of protect it. So this house also gives vision in front of my berry so I can escape with the wills if my walls are not completed. So a house here on the top of the hill would be the absolute perfect one, but I did not want to waste any will walk time. You see me making them outside the ring of the town center. That's like the minimum distance I want to have. But for the perfect vision, I would have made it on the top of the hill.
Yeah.
I make the barracks in the front of my gold mine. It's not, also like you can see the distance where I'm making the barracks from my town center. It's not too far away from the TC.
Yeah.
So even if this villager gets targeted right now with the opponent scout, it can escape back to the town center where I can lure him to my ring of my town center, garrison my TC, and kill his scout
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
if
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
does target it. So having it in a position where it can't really be targeted. After the mining camp is up, I'll spend all my new resources on wood to start getting my some of my walls up, as long as I can afford to basically set up. So as soon as I rally the militia forward, two villages are already walling. This is like an easy wall that I can get up on
Yeah.
this side because it's only two palisades. This is like a couple more palisades and a house where I can just wall off this section of the map. The only two sections that are remaining is this one and this one. This one is more protected because I can rally my new military units
Mm-hmm.
on the front to protect this area, but this is like the opening that he can come from. So it's longer for him to go in the back of my base to attack from this direction than it is for him to attack from the front directions. So that's the areas that I'm going to try to prioritize to get myself walled up if I can, of course.
Yeah.
I wasn't really particularly that. Yeah, so like this is the wall I go for first, since this is like the least amount of damage area that I can expect. I of course want to get this, but this is like the priority list. I'm trying to get this section of the wall the last.
Yeah.
Now, if I do this one first and I'll be open in the front, I'll take damage from the direction he's the closest to from my base.
Yeah. It makes so much sense when you show it like this. It's actually
Yes.
crazy how much sense it makes. But then actually executing it, like this is the funneling
It's
here
gonna
is
take a
incredible.
lot to drag
It's
me
really
away.
Yeah,
nice.
and I just funnel it and I close it with a gate. A gate is important, especially if your opponent is a bit divey. Sometimes people just click inside your base. If you're not paying attention, they are not paying attention. They actually get inside your base and do damage. So closing off the area completely would be something I highly recommend.
Yeah.
With a gate, with just fully walling it, it's better than leaving a gap and then, let's say you're microing heavily in the front and they just dive your TC.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's happened.
Yes. So to
I've had
avoid
so
that,
many
you just
games where they just
plug it
like
fully.
I feel pretty good, and then like a bunch of I don't know, like cavalry
Random
archers
scouts.
or knights or whatever just get in, and it's so hard to get rid of them once they're in.
Yep. And at this stage, like at 12-ish minutes, I'm fully walled. So scouts will never do damage.
Yeah.
Archers will never do damage in a counter attack. The only thing I would be worried about would be the Manatam. So the walling structure will not look like this against a Manatam opener. I would wall the villages in the gold mine. I would funnel him to the town center from the lumber camp. I would construct the wall, but I would make a house wall like this and funnel him from this direction and funnel him from this direction instead of completing the wall all the way over there. Because we're working with a less amount of time where our
Yeah.
base setup will look completely different based on our opponent's opening.
Yeah. I see. Because he would be in your base at like
Hmm.
9:30. Yeah.
So these walls that I was making will never go up. On the ladder, if you're not facing a lot of Manatoms or any rushes, just make the walls I currently showed,
So
where
so how
after
how
your
would
mining
you
camp, you just wall up.
yeah how would you do this if you were pushing deer though? Because you can't really scout it in time very easily and still be pushing deer, right? Or am I missing something there? Like if you were playing a
You
game like
use your
this.
sheeps. You use your sheeps to scout for the walls. I would be pushing the deer with the
Yeah,
scout,
but I
and
mean,
my
you would have a hard time knowing that's a man at arms rush, right?
oh no, because my scout will be in his base by 7 minutes. So whenever your barracks finishes, is exactly the same time his barracks finishes.
Okay, so you
If you're
want to make
both
sure you're
making the
there.
same build order. Yeah, so I want to make sure by minute 7, I'm in his base looking at what resources he's collecting. His build order should look very similar to yours. He has the barracks, he has the flag, you see the militia on the way, you might see the two villages on gold. So if he's mirroring the build order, you'll see the exact same distribution.
I
I
see.
don't know, is there a marine medic rush in StarCraft 2?
Yeah, yeah. No,
Like,
there's many.
okay, okay. So like if there's like a tell that if both of you are mirroring build orders, he has the exact same setup for his gas and
Yeah,
mine distribution. So you scout with your scout to see it's exactly the same, and you'll be able to figure it out
yeah.
if you see it.
Yeah, if you send the scout straight across the map, I guess it's also
Yeah.
you're guaranteed to see it.
For sure.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it in terms of the walling, the build. 5 is just too difficult, and I don't think we should be. It is slightly better than what I showed you. It is just much harder to execute.
Yeah,
It's
you
it's
run
like
out of
so much harder.
like you don't have food for the double bit axe either. That's like a big deal
Yeah,
too. You just slow down a
you
lot.
just run out of resources. Especially like 5 deers is completely possible if you push deers. If you're not, it's impossible without the deers.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I mean, it's not impossible. Technically, you can do it. It's just not efficient for your economy to be doing that.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I would just switch the order where I have the Britax, a couple of villages and food more, then add the extra militia and get the blacksmith up with the armor while I'm sending them across. Like I send 3, then I send 3 more, then I'm fully walled. I go up to the next stage with the market, and then I basically Zerg rush them down with the
Yeah.
rams and the
Yeah. Yeah.
manatoms,
Okay.
longswords.
Damn.
I think
I got a
that's it.
lot, man. No, this has
Yeah,
been
I'll send you a couple of videos, maybe send you a replay on the perfect build if you wanna replicate it with the
100%.
deer,
If you
without
could,
the
that would
deer.
be amazing.
Yeah,
This has
and
been
you'll have a lot
insanely
to
useful,
work
man.
with.
Thank you very much for your time.
No issues. Well,
I'll let you know if I run
glad
into any
to
problems.
see. Yeah.
All
Just
I gotta
message
do now is
me
execute,
anytime.
right?
Yes,
Just play.
that's basically the hardest part.
I just have to now not make mistakes. Easy.
Pretty much.
All right. Hey, thank you very much, man. Thank you for your time.
No issues. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you win the entire tournament.
I'll try my best. At least on Arabia. I need to be able to win on Arabia at least.
Sure.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Damn. So I just asked in the group chat whether or not somebody could help me with analyzing a replay. Expecting it was going to be like a 10-minute call. Maybe, 15 minutes. But this has been incredibly useful. Yeah. Huge shout out right there to Dragonstar. So many little details, actually, that are just so sick, man. Like, all these little early game things, they add up so much.